Hey everyone, Real Estate Ninja here. Today we're going to talk about equity stripping, and I am going to show you a technique that will save you thousands of dollars in legal fees and a lot of headache and a lot of work when it comes to protecting your assets. Before we talk about equity stripping and what it is and how amazing it is, I need to tell you I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial professional, I'm an investor, and I'm not a legal professional. So none of this information should go over and above you going and talking to a legal professional, but definitely bring this idea to them and they'll probably tell you the ninja knows what he's talking about. So let's talk about equity stripping, what it is. But before that, we have to talk about trusts. A lot of people put a lot of trust in trusts, but not all trusts will save you from an outside attack, a person or a company coming against you, suing you, and taking your assets away from you. Real estate is what most people have built up their net worth in that vehicle, whether it be their single home being their largest asset or rental properties. Real estate is always vulnerable to outside attacks because the equity over time, if you're paying off your mortgages or you paid cash, keeps getting bigger and bigger. Not all trusts will protect you from a lawsuit. And the one I want to talk about is a living trust. So let's talk about that. A living trust does not protect your assets from a lawsuit. Living trusts are revocable, meaning you remain in control of the assets and you are the legal owner until your death because you legally still own these assets. Someone who wins a verdict against you can likely gain access to these assets. Now, living trusts are used all around the country. As a matter of fact, most people do living trusts, and this makes them extremely vulnerable to have someone sue them, get a judgment, and take their assets. All right, so let's talk about an extremely inexpensive way to do this. Now, a lot of attorneys would convince you to start a private LLC or entity that would then go and take out a loan. And it's usually a fake loan. And this is an easy way to penetrate this veil as well, because they set up this deed of trust, they borrow money against it, and then it's recorded, okay? Well, first off, that's very hard to do. It's complicated. You have to pay an attorney to set it all up. You have to make sure all your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, so it takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money. A very inexpensive way to do this is using a HELOC or a line of credit. And the type I'm talking about is one that you shop around for, get the lowest price available. And when I'm talking about the price, I'm referring to the cost incurred when you have to go through an escrow process and you have to pay the fees that the bank wants to get this equity line set up. Now, when you get the equity line set up, if you don't pull any money against the property, you have a zero balance, which means your payments are zero. And what's really neat about this is anybody that would wish to sue you, they do what's called an asset search. Their attorneys start looking at your assets, and let's say they're looking at your home. And your home, let's say, is worth $500,000, and your mortgage, your first mortgage, has a balance of about $200,000. Well, any good attorney that does a good, thorough asset search can see this and see that you have $300,000 vulnerable to seizure if they can get a judgment. So this is a very dangerous spot. Well, this is where the equity line of credit comes in. See, let's say you go to a bank, a credit union, and you find a great deal. Some banks will even do equity lines for zero fees, right? Just a handful of things that you have to pay, like an appraisal fee, a pest inspection, things like that. So you go and you get this, and let's say that they allow you to take out another $250,000. So you have a first mortgage at $200,000. You now have a home equity line of credit at $250,000, leaving total debts are now at $450,000. The home appraises at $500,000, leaving you only $50,000 left vulnerable. Well, an attorney is going to look at all this and go to the client that wants to sue you and attack you financially and say, this person's only got $50,000 available in their home. I could see a first and a second, and both of those equal $450,000, and the home only appraises for $500,000. Man, after you pay me all my legal fees to go and get this guy's money, you're not going to have anything. Thus, turning your opponent away. And this is a very inexpensive way, and it's called equity stripping. Look, let's give you the formal definition of equity stripping. So equity stripping is a real estate asset protection strategy that involves adding debt to a property to reduce its equity value. The goal is to make the property seem worthless to creditors so that they are less likely to pursue a claim. So you can see from this simple definition that a line of credit or a HELOC could be a lot cheaper than going and paying a law firm to set you up a private LLC to go and pull a debt against a property. Then you have to maintain the debt, have everything above board to stay legal, and then you have to maintain an LLC. So you could see a lot of wealthy people use this as a way to protect assets for a very reasonable amount of money. Look, if you want more tips like this, I've got an 80% off link. I'll even throw up a QR code right now that you can scan and check it out, or a link down below to the Mortgage Master course. 80% off, it's $199, and it has lessons like this, but so much more on how to refinance, how to get your first mortgage, or go and buy multiple homes and save thousands of dollars while you're buying the home, and then tens of thousands of dollars down the road because of how much you're going to save in interest. If you want to be a Class A #1 borrower, when you walk into a bank and they say, yes, how much money would you like and where would you like it? Then check out this course. Hope you have a great day. The Real Estate Ninja is out.